Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation Center for today's non-conference matchup between the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats and the California Vulcans. My name is Jonathan Sapin. Joining me for this game here today, for the first time in the basketball booth, is Nate Kurtz. Nate, how are you doing today?
Well, we're not in a booth. We're just standing.
Relax.
We're just standing on a railing. How are we doing today, Johnny? How are we doing?
I'm doing great. It's cold out. As you take a look at your screen, last time out for these both teams, Vulcans win the first game of the season, but lose two straight and lose by 5 points, 81-76 at home to the Lincoln Lions earlier on in the week. And then moving on to the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats, they lost their game a couple days ago against Lock Haven at home, 57-79. So both teams looking to bounce back after a couple losses.
I mean, especially West Virginia Wesleyan, just having an exhibition game against Division I school Robert Morris last night. Absolutely.
It was a game.
It was a bit tough for them. Let's just say that score might have gone a little bit above 50.
Yeah,
not in West Virginia's favor.
Yeah, not in their favor. We do have some starting lineups here for you today. Starting off with the home Vulcans. Nate, what is the starting lineup here today for the Vulcans?
Your California Vulcans for tonight are starting your usual suspects. You got number 0, Jermaine Hall Jr., a guard forward, redshirt junior. You got Cam Pollock, number 1, guard, 6'2", sophomore. You got KJ McClurg, the number 5 freshman out of Morgantown. And you got number 11, Keith Pollock III. Forward, 6'8", sophomore. And then you got the man, the myth, DJ Slaughter, number 15, guard, 6 foot tall, sophomore.
Yeah, a lot of new talent to this team that we saw last year, just trying to bleed in a couple of players. I mean, still some members from last year's team, and Jermaine Hall Jr., DJ Slaughter, and Keith Pollock, but Pollock pretty much the only one out of those three that played pretty much at all last year. And then moving on to the Bobcat lineup, a couple changes here from their previous starting lineups. Nate, what lineup are the Bobcats rolling out here today?
Bobcats are changing it up. Normally they would have a few other guys going on, but do I have the right lineup? I do have the right lineup. Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. You got number 3, Darius Green, the guard, 6'3". He's a graduate out of Houston. Jamal Jacobs, guard, 6 foot, freshman, number 12. Jackson Rhodes, number 14, guard, 6'5", also a freshman. Tyler Sloan, number 20, forward, 6'5", sophomore out of Kentucky, and number 33, Curtis Litton, number 5'6'8", freshman out of West Virginia.
Yeah, so a pretty young starting lineup, spearheaded around their star, number 3, Darius Green, the graduate student, is going to have a lot on his plate here today for West Virginia. The Vulcans going from left to right, the Bobcats going from right to left. Tip-off is underway, won by Jermaine Hall, and the Vulcans will start with possession first. Ball in the hands of DJ Slaughter. Gets us past the timeline here. Slaughter at the top of the key. Passes it off to McClurg. McClurg takes the screen from Pollock, gets it over to Hall. Ball's back in the hands of Slaughter. Slaughter gets it over to Polak. Back out to Slaughter and over to Pollock now. Pollock gets it to McClurg. McClurg, one more pass, extra pass to Hall in the corner for 3. And that Jermaine Hall gets it to go. Quick start for the Vulcans.
Beautiful ball movement so far from the Vulcans. First play of the game, but already proving how ball dominant this team is.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot in our game against Lincoln. Extra pass after extra pass. Ball's now in the hands of Litton. Litton decides to pull up from 3. That one too strong. A bit of a miscommunication, but Polak able to pull in the rebound. Some contact as Slaughter able to get the ball. Ball's now in the hands of Hall. Jermaine Hall again from 3. That one too strong. Rebounded by West Virginia Wesleyan. Bobcats now going the other way. Green gets it to Jacobs. Jacobs slowing things down here for the Bobcats. Ball's now in the hands of Sloan. Sloan gets it over to Rhodes. Now Litton gets it back to Jacobs. Jacobs decides to pull up from 3. That one too short. And it's going to end up in the hands of McClurg. McClurg 3-on-1. Slaughter gets it up to Hall. Hall goes for the simple finish. Thought he was going to maybe slam that one down. And after that, the Bobcats going to take a quick timeout and 18:40 left to play.
I mean, a lot going on so far already. The Vulcans proving some great ball movement skills. And West Virginia, a little bit of some questionable choices from their shot ranges, but so far it's a game, right?
It is a game. 18:40 left to play. The Vulcans with a 5-0 lead. As we take a look at the tail of the tape coming into this game, Nate, what do we have here?
Well, your Vulcans are shooting 47% as a team. Pretty good, scoring around 81 a game. 3-point percentage, we got that at 36%, a little below average, but it's not horrible. 73% from the point line and 19.3 turnovers on average. Not something you want to see out of this team.
Yeah, I think it's between both these teams not doing a great job of ball security. The Vulcans averaging about 19 turnovers a game, and West Virginia Wesleyan averaging about 20. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on as this game moves forward.
I got both my eyes on it, John.
We get the game back underway. West Virginia with the ball, 18:30 left to play. Ball nearly stolen away. Slaughter getting his hands involved there, but unable to stay in bounds. That'll stop the clock. 18:29, 19 seconds left on the shot clock.
I mean, that's just what DJ does. DJ's a great defender, and he's a great point guard. I think he's one of the players on this team that really contribute a major amount.
Jacobs now with the ball. Gets it over to Rhodes. Rhodes guarded by Polak. Gets it over to Glacken. Glacken who got substituted in. Jacobs now driving in. That shot too short. Rebounded by Palick. Vulcan's not going quickly. Hall gets over to Polak. Polak driving into the paint. Trying to find McClure. That pass gets stolen away by Sloan. And now West Virginia Wesleyan going the other way with Rhodes from 3. That one too strong. Able to get the offensive rebounds. West Virginia Wesleyan keep possession. Nice pass to Rhodes again, trying to drive his way into the paint. Looks like that foul's going to go against Jermaine Hall, and I believe Jackson Rhodes is going to line to shoot 2 for West Virginia Wesleyan.
That was pretty close if you're asking me. I thought, looking at the replay here, that Jermaine was able to set his feet in time, and we're not going to question the refereeing here tonight.
It could go either way.
Could go either way, you know? It's always how it is in basketball.
Rhodes going to the line for the Bobcats. First one misses. Rhodes on the season. That was his first free throw attempt of the season. So
nice to open the game up like that, right?
Yeah, doesn't get that one to go. West Virginia Wesleyan looking for their first point of the day. And finally on the board as Rhodes able to knock down the second. 5-1 your score, 17:54 left to play. And the Vulcans looking for someone to inbound the ball. McClurg finally going back down there. And the full court press, something we saw a lot from the Lincoln Lions earlier on this week. And the Vulcans able to break out of it. Polak in the corner from 3. That one off the front of the rim, no good. The whistle going to be blown. It looks like after the rebound, I believe Litton tried to secure that one, had his foot on the line, so the Vulcans will maintain possession underneath the rim.
Somebody I want to take an eye out this game. Number 0, Jermaine Hall Jr. I mean, coming off an injury off of last year, coming into this season, you're hoping that he could be a key star to this team and pair along with Keith Palick as you see him in the paint there.
Yeah, we just inbound pass to Hall. Can't get that one to go. The Bobcats able to secure the rebound. 17:34 left to play. Ball is now in the hands of Green, guarded by Hall. Green trying to muscle his way into the paint, kicks it out to Sloan. Sloan now driving. High off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Palick. Palick has a couple options ahead of him. Decides to keep it himself, crossing the timeline. Palick gets it over to Hall. Hall, quick move, gets back out to Slaughter. And Slaughter is slowing things down. Getting the offense started, and just like that, traveled with the ball. Took one too many steps, and that'll be a turnover for the Vulcans.
That's something DJ has to avoid this game, especially coming from the last outing against Lincoln. Heartbreaking loss there in the second half, the fourth quarter, or end half.
There's 2 halves.
There's 2 halves. You know, the women's and the men's games, it gets mixed up, you know.
Yeah, Slaughter, 8 turnovers in the last game against the Lions. Looking to make amends here today. Bobcats now get over to Sloan. Sloan pulls up from 3 and gets that one to go. Cuts the lead now down to 2, or 1, excuse me. I can't count. 5-4 is the score. 16:49 left to play. The Bobcats still playing this full court press. The Vulcans able to break it. Ball's now in the hands of McClurg. Slaughter gets over to Palick. Palick decides to drive it in himself. Palick a little bit too light on the finger roll attempt. Can't get that one to go. The Bobcats going the other way. Nice drive by Jones. Jones gets that one to go. First lead of the night for the Bobcats, 6-5.
That's got to suck for the Vulcans. I mean, you came out on that first two or three drives looking absolutely dominant, and this full court press now is kind of putting a bit of pressure on them.
Polak gets it over to McClurg in the corner from 3. Gets that one to go just like that. The Vulcans take the lead right back. 8-6 your score. 16:10 left to play.
Absolutely beautiful. Vulcans hitting back with another 3, retaking that lead.
Green gets out to Rhodes. Now ball's in the hands of Jacobs, guarded by Slaughter. Rhodes once again on the left hand, looking for some help, gets it back out to Green. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Green working against Hall, trying to get himself in the paint. Nice spin move by Green, gets the finish. Just like that, things all tied up at 8, 15:40 left to play.
Coming into this game, he was the player to look out for, and he's still remaining that way. Green, absolutely a monster.
Palick with the Euro step, nearly loses a handle on it. Just trying to get that shot up. Will get fouled on his way up, and Keith Palick will go to the line and shoot 2. I believe that foul will go against Darius Green. It'll be his first of the game, and it'll be the first foul for the Bobcats. There's going to be an immediate timeout. And with that, we do have a couple replays from the opening couple of minutes. So what do we have? But first, we can take a look at the team leaders for the Vulcans.
Leading the team so far this year in points per game is Keith Palak. He's absolutely dominating this team and dominating the game so far this year. You got Jermaine Hall Jr. leading the team in, I believe that is rebounding. He's got 10 rebounds a game. DJ Slaughter averaging what I think is 5 rebounds a game. We have our graphic messed up. 6?
14 assists on the season.
14 assists on the season, sorry. And then you got Keith Palak leading the team in steals. Bit of a surprise there, but when he's in the paint, he can easily sneak that ball out of somebody's hands. And leading for the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats, Green leading in almost everything except for Tyler Sloan, who's also tied with him in steals for 4 on the season.
And just like you said, Green, and the one to look out for as we take a look at some replays. Quick start from the Vulcans. Jermaine Hall pulled up in the corner from 3. And then on the next possession, Slaughter able to find Hall once again. And it's important for Hall to get off to a quick start, like you talked about. Didn't play at all last year due to an injury, so just a rough, or not a rough, but trying to get back into the swing of things, to shake the rust off a little bit in these first opening couple of games. And that also goes with the team as well. Like I said, a lot of new talent on this team, and just an adjusting period as this team moves forward.
With some of the losses they've had since last year, I think one of the more important pieces was Keith Palak coming back and the importance that he's played in this lineup. And I think Jermaine Hall going off so far this game, and especially if he goes off for the rest of the season, that's going to be a nice load to take off of Keith.
Yeah, Keith Palak coming into this season didn't score 20 points at all as a freshman last year in one of his games, now averaging over 20 points per game, and coming off a great night against the Lions. 28 points for him, a career night. Now looking to go into the line to shoot his first free throws of the game. Gets the first one to go.
So as I say, this team lives and dies on Keith Palak. He's an absolutely amazing player, a star in the PSAC.
Yeah, 80% free throw shooter on the season for Palak. First one to go. Gets the second one to go. 2-point lead restored for the Vulcans, and the first points of the game for Palak. 10-8 your score. 15:30 left to play. It's going to be Rhodes. Gets it over to Ibuanaloka. Green now, nice pass trying to find Rhodes on the inside. Nice patience from Rhodes, can't get the first shot to go. And fighting for the second, but the Vulcans come away with the ball. Quick pass by Hall, able to find McClurg, and McClurg 5 points on the game now, 12-8 your score.
For a team that's been assembled in almost a few months, so far they've had some great chemistry this year. Absolutely amazing passes and great ball movement from this team.
Quick pull-up shot from the Bobcats. That one is able to go. Tyler Sloan is able to finish that one. 5 points on the night for him. And the Bobcats continuing this full court press, as they saw how the Lions used it to great effect the other night. Slaughter able to get it over to Hall. Back out to Polak. McClurg now finds Palak. Palak fakes the 3, pulling in inside, looking for some help. Finds Jermaine Hall. Jermaine Hall driving. Pull-up jumper too short, rebounded by Sloan.
I hate to see that. That was a good possession there on the side of the Vulcans. Not able to finish there on Hall.
Sloan now gets it over to Ibukunuoloa. Trying to get that name adjusted to my brain. The ball's now in the hands of Rhodes. Rhodes trying to drive in. Nice hands by Hall, force him out. Mid-range shot no good for Ibukunuoloa. And the Vulcans now going the other way with Polak.
It's a fun name to say. Ibukunuoloa?
It's not fun for me. As Palak fakes the 3, driving inside, gets the shot to go, plus the foul. 3-point play attempt for Palak, as he's now can extend the lead back to 5 for the Vulcans.
I feel like every basketball game I've watched so far this year, I've seen the same exact thing from Keith, and it always works. Driving to the paint, gets that nice little finger roll, and gets that free throw.
Because you have to respect that outside shot. Shooting 33% from 3 this season is Keith Palak, so you can't. You have to respect it, as the free throw is good. So 5 points on the night for Palak, and 5-point lead now for the Vulcans, as the Bobcats did make a couple of substitutions, one of them being the ball handler Cabe Ellis. Pass off to Green. Green now looking for some help here. He's able to get it to Bukunlua. Sloan now gets McClurg to the floor, and looks like they're going to call a charge against Tyler Sloan.
A little bit of a late call there, but from what I saw, I think that looked pretty good. It looked like a good call, but that's a bit biased on me.
And once again, it's one of those ones you can see going either way, but the Vulcans getting the benefit of the doubt on that one. And they'll get possession of the ball. 13:38 left to play. 5-point lead, 15-10 your score. McClurg now trying to break out of this full court press. Quick hands by Green. Knocks that one out of play. But the Vulcans will maintain possession, and Once again, just trying to break this full court press that the Bobcats are throwing at him.
So far, they've done a pretty good job so far. They've been able to cover, or they've always been able to leave a man open. They're able to break it.
Polak on the inbound, gets it to Slaughter. Slaughter taking the screen from Palick. Thought about the three, doesn't take it. McClurg now deciding to take the three. Can't get it to go, but does get fouled on his way up. Cabe Ellis, the guilty party. So KJ McClurg will go to the line and shoot three. And one thing that we talked about before the game that's somewhat interesting is that for such a great shooter on the year, KJ McClurg coming in this game shooting 62% from the field and 55% from three, but only shooting 53% from the free throw line.
Something that I've been thinking about recently is how guys like this come in as freshmen playing against high school talent. And not to discourage high school players listening in on tonight, but compared to the guys you'll meet at this level, guys who are around 6'8", 6'9" on average, it's crazy to think that these freshmen could come in here and shoot absolutely crazy percentages. 61 is no light number, Johnny.
Yeah, great start to the season so far as he knocks down the first free throw and doesn't get the roll in the second one. 6 points already on the night for him. And the Vulcans with a 6-point lead. McClurg now has a chance to extend it to 7 on the second free throw, or the third free throw. I cannot talk. Gets it to go. 7 points on the night for KJ McClurg. And the Vulcans lead 17-10. Looks like quick pass, and I think DJ Slaughter is going to be the one that fouled Cabe Ellis on that pass. So it's going to be his first foul of the game, the team's second.
It's a very physical team, Johnny. They play very physical defense, and you just got to be careful that you don't let that affect you in the later half of the game.
Yeah, you want to make sure all your starters don't have a lot of fouls. The shot from Green too short, gets his own board and able to finish on the back end. 17-12 your score.
I mean, he's a cheat code in the paint. A 6'3" guard is something you usually don't see, and he's able to beat up anybody like Palick in the paint.
Palick now gets it to Polak. Polak with the mid-range jumper, gets that one to go. And we saw him, he gets his first bucket of the game, and we saw him on fire against the Lions earlier on in the week.
I mean, that's what he does. He's a shooter, and he's a beautiful one at that, transferring in from Westchester over the summer. He's already made a huge impact on the starting lineup.
Ball's now in the hands of Ellis, gets it out to Craven Jr. Sloan now able to find Craven. Nice hands by Palick, nearly swats that one away. And a scuffle for it, and Craven comes out with the better end of it. His shot no good, and Ibu and Kulua able to finish that one.
What was going on down there? There was a lot happening.
Too much, and I don't think any of the players really realized what was happening.
You know what I would say, Johnny? I think there were too many cooks down there.
Yeah, too many cooks in the paint. Messes up the rebounding as Palick fakes the three, driving inside, gets it out to Hall from three. They're going to wave it off as Keith Palick going to get called with the charge. Good job by Darius Green to set his feet, and just like that, that'll be his first foul, and the Vulcans looking to make a change. So after that, looks like Palick will go to the bench, and Caden Hanna, who we've seen a lot from the Vulcans here this season, will come in.
He's been a strong six-man so far for the Vulcans this year. Well, not much of an offensive powerhouse compared to the other members of the team. He plays very solid defense, and I think he's a very impactful player on the court.
Hall nearly steals that one away from Green, but Green shoots that one, can't get it to go. Rebounded by McClurg. And the Vulcans now going the other way. Slaughter able to find Hall. Hall working his way into the paint, tough. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Sloan, and now the Bobcats quickly going the other way with Ellis. Gets it back out to Sloan. Fakes the three, now in the hands of Green. Green trying to work in the paint. Nice hands by McClurg, but Green able to hold on to it and gets that shot to go. And just like that, 3-point game, 16-19.
I think the Vulcans are starting to play a little too fast. I think they need to slow it down. As you see, DJ's actually doing that a bit right now.
Ball's now in the hands of Polak. Polak gets out to Hanna. Back up top to Slaughter. Slaughter, nice spin move in the lane. Can't get the layup to go. Unlucky.
DJ Slaughter, absolute menace in the paint, but just can't get that luck right there.
Unfortunate. 11:05 left to play here in the first half. Vulcans with the lead 19-16. Ball's now in the hands of Green. Green gets it up top to Sloan, hands it off to Ellis. Ellis decides to pull up from three. That one too short. Rebounded by Hanna, but quick hands by Craven. Nearly steals that one away, but the Vulcans able to secure it.
This is scary. Coach Sankum did not like that at all. Heard him yelling all the way up here.
Ball's now in the hands of McClurg. McClurg runs into a jam, gets out to Slaughter from three. DJ Slaughter gets that one to go. And just like that, 6-point lead restored for the Vulcans with 10:30 left to play.
Slaughter ball strikes again. Absolutely beautiful three from DJ Slaughter.
10:20 left to play here in the first half. Green now working his way into the paint. Circus shot, can't get it to go, but Bobcats able to secure the offensive rebound, and Ibukunulua, I'm going to slow it down because I have time, able to get the offensive board and able to get that shot to go, plus the foul. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and afterwards we'll go back to the and one play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
And welcome back to the Convocation Center. 10:13 left to play here in the first half. The Vulcans with a 4-point lead. So we take a look at some highlights so far. Nate, what do we have?
Oh, well, you see here, you got the fast break going on. This was KJ McClurg laying that in for a beautiful little layup right there. Got some paint defense there on the side. Green trying to get in on the paint on Keith Polak, able to get that over. Big man right there. And moving in here, we got another break. This was Cam Polak pulling up from the corner. He's able to sink this one here. Bit of some rough camera work on the side of our good friend down there, Jonathan Sakaguchi. Gotta love him. We love you, Gooch. No, you're not listening right now, but we do, buddy.
Yeah, hopefully he listens to it later. We'll see as Ibukunulua is going to be at the line to try to convert his and one play. 4 points on the night for him already. Can make it 5 and make the lead back down to 3. He's able to knock down this free throw. And that one off the mark. McClurg with the rebound, 4-point lead for the Vulcans, 22-18 your score. And during that timeout, Keith Palick with the ball comes back in for Caden Hanna. And just like that, another turnover for the Vulcans. DJ Slaughter once again with the travel.
Something you really don't want to see, especially coming out of that timeout. You'd hope he'd be a little more rested, a little more mentally in the game, if you would. And bit of a rough turnover there, but so far this Vulcans defense has held up so far against this Bobcats offense, and you'd hope to get a good stop here.
And during that timeout, Darius Green did go to the bench for the Bobcats, so maybe a little bit of a break for this Vulcan defense as Ellis now with the ball. Gets it over to Cannon. Cannon back to Ellis. Now in the hands of Craven. He nearly is able to get it to Ellis. Ellis now pull-up jumper. Airballs that one. Fighting for the rebound is Cannon. Looks like that one's going to go off a Vulcan player, and it's going to be a Bobcat ball underneath the basket.
And earlier on that, Ibukunulua, yeah, that's a fun name to say.
Yeah.
Earlier on that and one from him, you saw Green actually stay on the ground a little bit longer, so you're hoping nothing bad happened there for the Bobcats. He's one of your major parts of your offense. Sloan pulling up from the 3 as shot clock expires.
A quick shot from Sloan as there were 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Got it to go, and the ball did end up going out of play. And then a contentious battle to see who it came off of afterwards. And Coach Sankum and the Vulcans able to win out on that one. They'll get the ball. Slaughter able to get it up to Polak. Polak now driving inside. Tough shot. Can't get the roll. Hall with the rebound and Hall with the and one play as he gets that shot to go. Jermaine Hall will go to the line and shoot and try to extend his lead to 7.
That's what I mentioned earlier. You'd love to see Jermaine go off. He's a very athletic player. He's someone who you get him in the paint, he'll score on you anytime, and it's good to see him scoring.
Jermaine Hall 7 points on the night already. Can take over the leading scorer spot for the Vulcans here tonight. If he is able to knock this one down. No pressure on him at all. And he does. 8 points on the night for him. 7-point lead for the Vulcans. 9:30 left to play. Ellis gets it to Sloan. Now with Craven. Craven guarded by Hall. Gets back out to Sloan. Ellis now in the corner. Just playing it around the edge. Craven now with the ball driving inside. Gets that one sole away from Polak. Polak with McClurg ahead of him, able to find him. KJ McClurg can't get the shot to go, but does get fouled on the way up. So KJ McClurg will go to the line and shoot 2.
I think this is one of the underrated aspects of KJ's game so far this year that I've loved to watch him do, is that whenever he gets on that fast break and he's able to beat the defense, he's always able to do some sort of fancy layup that always gets him that call.
McClurg Able to knock down two of three earlier. Back to the line. Gets the first one to go as the Bobcats make a substitution. Sloan's going to go to the bench. Devontae Rivera will come into the game for the Bobcats. 8 points on the night for McClurg. Can make it 9 here as he doesn't get that one to go. 8-point lead for the Vulcans. 9:08 left to play in the first half. The ball is in the hands of Craven. Craven now gets switched on to Palick. Ball's now in the hands of Rivera. Rivera pulls up from 3. That one too short. Rebounded by McClurg. And the Vulcans now quickly going the other way. Slaughter gets over to Palick. Palick with range. Gets that one to go. Keith Palick with 8 points on the night now. 11-point lead for the Vulcans.
Keith Palick, he's a cheat code. I can't believe that you can have a 6-man or 6'8" man like this who can shoot from anywhere on the court and defend anyone and still be such an amazing and talented and smart player.
Litton now working against Palick inside. Hall comes over, able to steal that one away. Gets it up to Polak. Polak now gets the shot to go on the fast break. And the Vulcans now flying. 13-point lead for them. 8:19 left to play in the first half.
It's been a bit of a rough stretch for the Bobcats. You're hoping for maybe a timeout here in a little bit so they can just regroup, get a little bit of time to talk things over.
And as Green comes to the scorer's table to check in after a break. That shot by Cannon is able to go. Nice left-handed hook. And the Bobcats end their drought, and they finally get themselves on the board. 11-point game, 31-20 your score, 7:56 left to play. Still playing this full court press, but the Vulcans able to break it. Polak in the corner, gets it back out to McClurg up top. McClurg, too fancy for his own good, loses control of that one, and now the Bobcats going the other way and just slowing things down now.
He tried a little too much on that last move, but I mean, you have a commanding lead right now, and I think you can take small risks like that.
Ball is now in the hands of Cannon. Cannon's pass gone astray, and that'll end up out of play. The Vulcans will come out with possession after this media timeout. And during this timeout, we can take a look at some replays from the game so far. But first, we're going to take a look at the preseason PSAC West poll. IUP voted to be the top team in that one, followed by Mercers and the California Vulcans. So big shoes to fill this season for the Vulcans, as they're the consensus third place team coming into the season.
I think they've earned that, absolutely. I think even though this team may not have the power that we might have thought they've had at the end of last year, so far I think all the pieces on the team have proven how well they are. I mean, Keith Palick coming off, I don't want to say a weak year last year, but not able to prove himself as much, coming in averaging 23 points this year. So that's crazy for someone who never even got a 20-point game.
And also as well, the Vulcans still have a ton of talent that haven't made an appearance this season. 2 players in particular that were vital to their team last season, and Zion Collins and Bryson Lucas both haven't been able to play as of yet. But once those two are able to come back into this team, you're talking about, a ton of new talent that has, like you said, have already proven to be very good, alongside the already proven talent in Palick. And now if you add Collins and Lucas to the mix, you're talking about a great 5, 6, 7, 8-man core.
I mean, and that's especially good because right now we're running on the Vulcans run a very short lineup, usually averaging around 6 people per game, and keeping their minutes very short. So adding some extra talent to the bench to give guys like Keith Polak, guys like DJ Slaughter, and guys like Jermaine Hall Jr. a little bit of time to rest. It's very important, especially heading into the later end of the season and hoping maybe for a tournament berth.
And they've only seen 3 people come off the bench all season for the Vulcans, and those will be Caden Hanna. We see quite often Gabe Jimerson, who had a 2-minute cameo a couple of matches ago, and Chris Pekin. So, like you said, once a couple of those players come back, we can potentially see a little bit more of a rotation in this team. But as of now, 7:30 left to play in this game. The starting 5 still on the floor for the Vulcans. 11-point lead to Slaughter. Under a little bit of pressure, gets it out to Hall. Hall finds Polak. Polak looking for some help, is able to find McClurg. McClurg gets it down low to Palick. Palick gets it out to Hall. Hall driving in, looking for help, is able to find Polak. And Polak gets pushed on that drive. And that'll be the 7th foul, I believe, of the game for the Bobcats in this half. So that'll send the Vulcans into the bonus. So Polak will go to the line and shoot 1-and-1.
That was a very good call. I mean, you did see that push there, not allowed. And the fake from Jermaine Hall when he was trying to head into the paint, absolutely beautiful, able to kick that out, and then able to force that foul. My words are losing me tonight, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Polak, 100% free throw shooter on the season, continuing that. 10 of 10 coming into this game, make it 11 for 11 on the season for him. No pressure on him at all.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Absolutely not.
And you don't want to miss your first one now.
I mean, yeah, we're this late into the season.
12-point lead for the Vulcans can be 13. And it is 13 as Polak still 100% from the free throw line.
Thought we were going to curse him for a second there, Johnny. I got scared.
And my high school basketball coach did tell me that they're literally free points. And you have to be able to make them as Green pulls up from 3. And just like that 10-point game is Green finally back into the game, able to knock down that one. 11 points on the night for him.
I mean, it's what we said coming into this game and earlier. He's absolutely the offensive monster on the team, and he's going to give you every bucket that he can.
Polak open from 3, gets that one to go, and just like that, trading threes back and forth.
I mean, humana. Cam Polak's shot is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
Beautiful form, beautiful shot, beautiful chance. Cal's absolutely dominating on the outside arc right now.
Ellis now gets it over to Green. Green with the lane, but whistle blown. I believe West Virginia Wesleyan will maintain possession of the ball. They're going to call a foul on DJ Slaughter under the basket. That'll be his second of the game. And just like that, Caden Hanna going to come in for him. You don't want him to get his third foul before halftime. So Slaughter going to come out. Hanna going to come in. 6:23 left to play. Green able to inbound the ball. Ball's on the hands of Rivera. Rivera gets it over to Ellis. Ellis from 3. That one too short. Rebounded by Polak, but that one's going to be waved off as a foul underneath the basket. I believe that one's going to go against Green.
And that's a guy you can't have foul out, especially if you want to win this game if you're the Bobcats. You cannot have Green get out of this game this early.
Yeah, and you saw that he was a little bit upset about that because that'll be his second of the game. And Vulcan's now already in the bonus, so that'll send Polak back to the line.
I mean, this late into the game, having a 13-point lead and then having one of the best shooters on the team, Cam Polak, take a free point, not something you want.
Yeah, 14-point lead now for the Vulcans. 6:16 left to play. 37-23. You scored double digits now for Cam Polak on the night. First Vulcan to reach that mark.
You think you could reach that mark?
No, absolutely not. 11 points on the night for him. 15-point lead for the Vulcans. 38-23 your score. Ball's now in the hands of Green. Green looking for some help, but able to get it to Rivera. Rivera driving, working against Hanna. And Hanna gets his hand, as our good friend Johnny Sakaguchi says, gets his hand caught in the cookie jar there as he lays his hand on Rivera. That'll be a foul against him, and that'll be his second of the day.
I don't know if the person to be quoting tonight is our good friend Jonathan Sakaguchi.
I feel like that's a good idea every night.
Is to just quote Mr. Him.
Yes.
Mr. Him.
Mr. Him. He is him.
He is him.
He is him.
He's
Jackson Rhodes on the inbound, able to find Green. Green thought about the shot, doesn't take it. Decides to take it in Palak's face and drains it. 14 points for him and a 12-point lead now for the Vulcans.
It's unfair. I mean, he could just pull up, even on some great defense, and just absolutely scores. We get a traveling call there on Polak.
Yeah, it looks like Palak coming off the screen just moved his pivot foot a little bit, and that'll be a turnover for the Vulcans. 5:45 left to play in the first half.
Let me correct myself real quick. Keith Palak, not Polak.
I said this when I did the game the other night against the Lions. Polak and Palak, too close and too similar names. The ball's now in the hands of Jacobs. Pulls up from the mid-range. Can't get it to go. Hanna with the rebound. The Vulcans now going the other way. McClurg able to get it to Hanna. Hanna thought about the shots. Nice spin move to get in the lane. Gets it out to Hall in the corner for 3. And Jermaine Hall gets that one to go. Double digits on the night for him.
Beautiful shot from Jermaine Hall, but beautiful and smart play on the side of Caden Hanna. Deciding just to keep the ball for a little bit, see if he can work his defender and able to kick it out for an open 3.
Like you talked about, not an offensive presence, Hanna, but able to get that one to go. Green with the 3. That one off the mark, to say the least. The Vulcans going the other way. McClurg looking for his mom, able to find Palak. Palak able to dump it off to Hanna. Hanna off the glass, gets his first points of the night, and great ball movement by the Vulcans.
I mean, so far all night, these passes have been pinpoint, have been beautiful, finding their open man. I mean, the Vulcans are dominating on offense for a reason.
Vulcans on the precipice of a 20-point lead. Need to get a stop here. Green trying to work his way inside against Hall. Nice turnaround shot with the left hand. I don't really know how he got that one to go, but 15-point lead for the Vulcans. 4:25 left to play.
Green's already up to 16 points tonight. It's what I said. This man, absolutely the maestro on this offense. Dominates in the paint, dominates on the arc. He shoots when he wants, and he scores when he wants.
And let him do whatever he wants. Like you said, 6'3" guard, not something you see a lot. The Vulcans looking to just run a little bit of time off here. Ball's back out to Hall. Hall once again from 3 off the front of the rim. Polak with the offensive board and gets that one to go off the glass and in. And just like that, the Vulcans able to answer back, but the Bobcats going quickly with Green. Nice block by Jermaine Hall on Green, and great handles by McClurg as he works his way, and McClurg off the glass gets it to go. A great sequence, and that'll force the Bobcats to take a timeout.
What just happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
A
lot. Too much happened. And coming into this game, something I wanted to see, but we'll talk about it after we take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on CUTV. CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC network, and 91.9 FM, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to the Convocation Center. 3:43 left to play in the first half. The Vulcans with a 19-point lead. And as we look at some highlights, the point I wanted to make, and we talked about during that commercial break, me and you, Nate, is that coming into this game, the Vulcans only had 1 block on the entire season. That was Jermaine Hall a couple of games ago. So doubling their block total this game after that great sequence a moment ago.
I mean, you had some more colorful wording of it, but yeah, and you'd expect more from this team. They're a very size-heavy team, and you'd expect that they're able to get in their more opponents' faces and able to get blocks in more.
Yeah, and it's just it's a difference because from last year, as we saw players like Lucas, who had a lot of blocks, and a player that has transferred away, Phil Alston, averaged over 3 blocks a game. So it's just different to see that aspect of the game not really in the Vulcans' repertoire, but we can see more of that, as you talked about. Palick and Hall, both very capable players of doing so. But the Bobcats going to get us underway after that timeout. 3:33 left to play. Sloan fakes the 3. Ball's now in the hands of Abukanulua. Hands it off to Rivera. Rivera kicks that ball out. Nice drive. And that one's stolen away by Hannah. Now Polak going the other way, slowing things down. Looking for some help. Stops his dribble. That one tipped away, but McClurg able to recover.
I thought KJ was just going to let that go for a second, let them get a small. Oh,
nice
my Lord.
Step back from McClurg and gets the 3-point to go. I mean, there are no words to describe KJ McClurg. 13 points on the night for him. And you said it and I said it. I mean, that was beautiful.
I mean, it's something we say to each other all the time. How do you do that?
How do you do that? I can't do that. Why can he? That's unfair. Craven with the ball now. Takes the screen. Decides to pull up from 3 himself. That one too strong. Hall comes down with the board, and it looks like there's going to be a foul on his way down. And Jermaine Hall's going to go to the line. We can take a look at that one more time.
I mean, I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed. I cannot believe a man committed a crime like that on a basketball court on a what, Thursday night?
Thursday night.
On a Thursday night. It is a Thursday night. KJ McClurg, good sir. Don't you have class? You're committing crimes on a man who probably was in class earlier today.
Yeah, channeling Xander James Harden on that one. Jermaine Hall heading to the line for the Vulcans. 1-1 still, as the Vulcans are in the bonus. Hall's free throw is good, so has the chance at a second one. Double digits for him as well. So 3 Vulcans already in double digits on the night, and Polak and McClurg and as well as Hall. It feels weird to see not Palick on that list, but he's only 2 points away.
I mean, I'm a bit upset. I'd be hoping he'd have 40-something by now. Not saying anything against the Bobcats, but Keith is built different. Mr. Polak, absolute Palick.
They're all the same. Hall makes the second. 13 points for him now. Kicks it back out to Rivera. Rivera pulls up from 3. That one off the front of the rim. And Palick able to pull that one in. 3 Vulcans with 13 points in this game. Palick thought about the deep 3, decided against it. Hall now. Nice move. Kicks it out to Polak from 3. Polak gets it to go. And the Vulcans offense on a tear now.
I mean, coming into this game, already the Vulcans offense proving to be a dominant force. And, I mean, Keith Palak usually is your offensive go-to, but guys like Jermaine Hall stepping up, guys like KJ McClurg, guys like Cam Polak, absolutely dominating so far.
The Buchanalua on the drive, can't get it to go. But Craven able to get the offensive board, gets fouled on the way up, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. The Vulcans offense on the verge of a 30-point lead in the first half. And now it's going to be on Craven to try to cut into that deficit here at the line.
Well, luckily enough, we still have an entire half of the game left. So not saying it's impossible, but very much it seems a very what's the words I'm looking for here, Johnny?
It's likely as Craven gets it to go. Hannah, that was his 3rd foul, so he'll go to the bench. And like you talked about earlier on, I was seeing a couple of new names. Chris Pekin came into the game a couple of games ago against West Liberty, and he'll come into this one for the first time.
I mean, I think he's a great player. He's a great shooter, and I think that he's going to be able to prove himself a bit tonight. Hoping that he can at least.
And Craven makes them both. Leading out 25 for the Vulcans. As the Bobcats still playing this kind of full court trap pressure type situation, but the Vulcans able to get out of it. Pekin now with the ball, able to find Palak. Palak with the drive, can't get it to go, but gets fouled on his way up, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2, and he'll try to get into double digits in this game.
Keith Palak, last name Palak. Yes. Keith Palak, absolute monster. I mean, how does he do this? How does he get into the paint? Keith Palak is not a very strong individual. Compared to some of the other guys in the PSAC, Keith Palak is not some 400-pound monster who can blow his way through the paint. But he is a genius when it comes to basketball. He's able to sit there, play patient, and force a foul and get to that free throw line. He's an absolutely intelligent player, and I love him.
Palak is listed at 6'8" and weighs 215 pounds, so not the biggest frame in terms of weight. Makes the first, misses the second. The Vulcans still with a 26-point lead, 1:20 left to play here in the first half. Ball now up top to Craven. Craven passes it over to the corner to Moran. Moran shot no good, but Craven able to get the offensive board after the long shot. Resets the shot clock to 20 seconds as Craven drives in, gets that shot to go after the contact from Palak. And just like that, under 1 minute left to play here in the first half. Polak gets over to McClurg. Palak now Pekin from 3. Too strong, rebounded by Craven.
Just had to say something about him being a good shooter earlier. I've not had a good record, as you see. Jermaine Hall getting a little too handsy there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It was a good look, but not all of them can go. That one's going to go against Hall. That'll be his second. That'll move the Bobcats into the bonus. And looks like Gabe Jimerson will come in for Hall for the last 45 seconds.
I mean, no harm, no foul. You get some guys some more minutes, and it allows your starters to rest for a little bit longer. And we got a relatively big crowd here in the Convo Center tonight.
Yeah, I mean, after a tough loss the other night, glad to see that the Vulcan faithful still coming out very strong as Craven able to knock down the first free throw.
I think they're just here for the dilly bars.
I mean, I can understand it, you know.
I mean, I want some.
The walk down 3rd Street to Dairy Queen is a treacherous endeavor.
It's not something I'm willing to do. Mostly because I'm just lazy.
Yeah, me too, as Craven misses the second. Pekin with the board. 43 seconds left to play here in the first half. Looks like McClurg will run over and call a timeout. That'll stop the clock with 39.1 left to play. Vulcans with a 23-point lead. We can take a look at some highlights here from the last couple of minutes.
I mean, that crossover. Wow. I'm struggling to find the words, but the freshman phenom so far, KJ McClurg, absolutely killing it this year. He's having a dominant game so far today, too, scoring 13 points.
Yeah, and that's just something that you talked about earlier, is that it seems like it would be a difficult transition from high school to college with that transition, but McClurg has made it look easy so far, and And you can see the talent here. But the Vulcans already lost 2 games, but you can see the direction that this team is going in. And you think about if they were a little bit more experienced, especially in that last game against the Lions, where they had a commanding lead at one point, but kind of turnover after turnover, kind of just let the game slip away from them. If you're talking about a team with a couple of its main pieces back, like I said, in Lucas and Collins, you're talking about a team that could probably be undefeated coming into this game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, ranked number 3 coming into the preseason. Yeah, I mean, already the PSAC favors them as a good team. So especially if they had more experience, able to win some of these more late game situations, I think this California Vulcans team easily could be number 1 in the PSAC if they had a bit more experience.
Palik now hands it off to Polak. Polak from 3 gets it to go at the buzzer.
Cam Polak, what a he's a man. He can shoot the ball better than I think I could ever dream of.
Craven with the pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. The Vulcans have to go quickly. Palik at the buzzer gets that one swatted away by Rivera, but the Vulcans have it with 0.1 second left, and looks like there's going to be an injured Bobcat down on the other end of the court. That one being Sean Moran, the injured Bobcat, but we already know that it is going to be interesting to see if the Vulcans decide to try to take a shot with 0.1 left. I mean, we already saw Derek Fisher said that you need to have 0.3 to get a shot off.
I mean, anything's possible. I mean, theoretically. Theoretically, John.
Yeah.
Alley-oop?
Potentially. I'd like to see, I mean, you have Gabe Jimerson in there, throw one up to him, you know.
Yeah, just let it happen. I mean, the time won't expire if you're throwing an oop like that. I think we could do it. Yeah, me and you?
Me and you, yeah. I think you'd have to stand on top of my shoulders, and then I think maybe we can do that.
Well, you know what I did earlier? I don't know if I told you this. I threw an assist to Keith Palik.
And you're the reason why he has 9 points tonight.
I'm the reason he has 9 points. I mean, ladies and gentlemen back at home, I'm a beast in the paint.
So you are attributing your pass to Palik for his success.
I mean, yeah.
So you made Keith Palik.
Yes, I made Keith Palik.
Sean Moran back to his feet, getting helped off the court by his teammates.
You don't like to see the injury, but you always love to see the fact that he's able to get up himself and walk. It's sad to see this sort of injury happen, especially this early in the season, but things happen. Basketball happens. It
looked to be maybe an ankle as McClure trying to throw it. I think he hits it off the back. It was on backboard. Time will expire here in the Convocation Center from the first half. Your score, California 59, West Virginia Wesleyan 33. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here for your second half coverage on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center for your second half coverage between the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats and the California Vulcans. The Vulcans, the only way I can describe it is dominant in the first half against the Bobcats. 26-point lead, 59-33 coming into the second half of play. We do have some first half stats. Nate, what do we have here from the first half?
I mean, both teams are shooting relatively well. It's just a matter of how many times they're shooting. West Virginia shooting 13 out of their 37 shots. California shooting 18 out of their 28. Relatively efficient there, going 50% on theirs, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Yeah, there's a
64 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same
close. I mean, yeah, like 14
ballpark.
14 more. And your Vulcans, three Vulcans leading in double points. Cam Polak, 19. KJ McClurg, 13. Jermaine Hall Jr., 13. And Keith Palak just right outside with 9 points. And coming into this game, 1 block on the season over the past 3 games. And we got 1 here tonight as well, and 2 steals, too.
Yeah, and then for the Bobcats, it's been all Darius Green so far in this game. 16 points for him, totaling for almost half of the Bobcat point total here in this game. And then, like you talked about, both teams not entirely as separated in terms of shooting percentages, but I think in the 2 disparities that you see for either team is the three-pointers. Vulcans 9 for 13 in the first half, shooting almost 70% from 3, and then in free compared to the Bobcats 3 of 13, and then also in the free throw line, the Vulcans 14 for 17 at the line. Compared to the Bobcats 4 for 7. So I mean, you're that's where you see that giant disparity between both of these teams coming out of that first half. And
that's a bit surprising because the Vulcans haven't been too strong of a three-throw team. And coming into this game, 14-17 so far in the first half. That's a nice 82.4%.
And coming into this game, the Vulcans only shooting about 37% from 3. So not right around average, maybe a little bit lower, but I mean, on fire here to start the game as we get the second half underway. The Bobcats going from left to right. Nice drive from Sloan, I believe. Gets that one and goes out of play. That one a little bit too short. The Vulcans send the starting 5 back out there from the first half. McClurg gets it to Slaughter, and then the Bobcats still adamant on playing this full court press. The Vulcans able to break it. Palak now after a tip ball able to secure it. The Vulcans offense going once again. Palak now with the ball after the pass from Slaughter. Gets it to Hall at the top of the key. Finds McClurg on the left side. Polak, gets it over to Palak. He's going to foul someone on the way. I believe he's going to catch Green on that moving screen and charged type of ordeal. That'll be his first foul, and that'll be the team's first of the second half.
And poor Addie Mann, our camera 3 down there, just getting nailed with the ball a bit earlier. Hope she's doing fine.
She's a trooper.
She's taking a risk that neither of us could do. Well, neither of us want to do, really.
Well, not today, at least. Green, the ball gets it over to Craven. Craven got it by Slaughter. Was able to find Rivera. Rivera driving in. Floater, no good. Rebounded by Palak. Palak keeping it himself as he goes his way across the court. Slaughter now gets it back to McClurg. McClurg looking for some help. Gets it back to Slaughter again. Slaughter brings it back up to the top of the key to reset. Palak now on that right side. Hands off to McClurg. McClurg deep from 3. That one no good. Polak trying to pull in the offensive board. Can't get that one either. The Bobcats secure and go the other way.
And smart movement from Keith Palak. Throws himself right in front of the defender. Able to get Cam Polak that open shot. Just misses just by a little margin.
It's like a screen that's not really a screen as Green pulls up from 3. That one's short. Ends up in the hands of McClurg, and now the Vulcans going the other way. Nice behind the back move, handoff to Palak. Palak now in the paint. Nice moves, but double team sent his way as Green gets his hands on the mix. Jump ball called. I think the possession era still favors the Vulcans as they'll take over just underneath the rim.
That's good defense, getting right in there, able to bully Keith so he's not able to pull anything, get any weird outlet passes out. Any kickouts. It's good defense, and it's what you need to do to suppress Keith.
And smart because you can't let Palak move in the paint. Nice pass by Hall, able to find Palak. The reverse layup gets it to go as well. And just like that, double digits for Palak. I almost want to say Polak, and it's just they're too close of names. but double digits for him and the lead, 28 points for the Vulcans.
Maybe you could find them after the game, convince them to change their names and make it a little easier on us, right?
It doesn't help that their first names are close as well.
Yeah.
Cam and Keith both start with that K sound, so very close.
We're figuring it out.
There's still a basketball game going on as Sloan, working his way, gets it back out to Jacobs. Jacobs floater no good. Fight for the rebound is going to go off of the hands of Palak, out of play. And the Bobcats will get a fresh 20 on the shot clock, and they'll have possession underneath the basket. Rivera to inbound.
I think Keith wasn't too happy with that one. He said he was trying to bounce the ball in his hands, juggle it so he can get it back. Accidentally just loses grip of it. Throws it on the ground a bit in frustration. But Keith's having himself a pretty good night so far, so I wouldn't let him get too far in his head. It's a nice steal there by Cam Polak.
Good hands by Polak as the Vulcans go the other way. Nice pass from Palak to Hall, and Hall able to get that one to go. And just like that, 30-point lead for the Vulcans, 15 on the night for Jermaine Hall Jr. As Craven working his way inside. Nice move. Sends McClure going to ground, trying to find that foul. Doesn't get it to go, and the Vulcans going the other way. Hall again, and 2 straight possessions and 2 straight scores for Jermaine Hall. And now West Virginia Wesleyan going quickly the other way. Green shot high off the glass, no good. And now the Vulcans going quickly the other way, back and forth. Those are the words that I was trying to find.
Yeah, doing a pretty bad job of finding your words tonight, Johnny.
Yeah, unfortunate as Palak backing him down, can't get it to go, gets his own board, and on his way up gets fouled. Now Keith Palak will go to the line and shoot 2.
I was a little worried there earlier. KJ McClurg went down for a little second. Sat for a little bit too, but he got right back up, and that's somebody on this team that you don't want to lose, especially after the season that he's been having, averaging 61% at field goal percentage, which bonkers. As you see, Caden Hanna's checking in at the table, and it looks like he's going to be coming in for Jermaine Hall Jr. He's had himself a really good game so far, Johnny.
Yeah, 17 points for him. As like you said, he will go to the bench. Caden Hanna will come in. Keith Palak misses the first free throw. That's something we say too often. It's Palak now looking to make the second. 11 points for number 11. Make it 12 now for number 11. Doubling the lead for the Vulcans. 66-33 your score. 16:43 left to play. And just like that, the Bobcats will call a timeout. Stop the clock with 16:42 left to play.
It's been a good game so far. I don't think the score says it all. I really don't think. I think West Virginia has had some amazing plays so far. I think even though the stats may not say it, they've had good shooting chances. I think it's been a pretty close and fun game.
And we have a couple of their highlights. Those are called from the second half so far. It's been a long day. Nice reverse layup.
I feel you, buddy.
From Palak, and now on the fast break, Palak able to find Hall, and Hall able to get the finger roll layup to go. And then on the next possession, Hall with the nice drive inside. Just so strong Jermaine Hall is when he has that full head of steam, and able to get that one to go as well.
And that's someone you don't want to. That's someone you don't want to heat up, because once Jermaine gets hot, he gets hot.
And while we have a moment, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, CTVPA and CTV_PA, to keep track of every single event and outing we do here at CUTV. And just keep track of everything. Make sure to follow us, like I said, on social media. And
you can see our beautiful faces after every game, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, who doesn't want to see your face? John Sib, the voice of Vulcan Sports. It's beautiful. I could pinch those cheeks, man. you got those cute little. I love you, John. I love you, buddy. It's been a night.
I love you too, Nate.
It's been a basketball game.
Yeah, it's been
a good basketball game.
Yeah, like it's a lot different than the game on Tuesday against the Lions. At this point, we're talking about the Vulcans making a comeback, but the Vulcans so far comfortable in the game. And after the timeout, the Bobcats will have possession.
I think able to come back from that that loss against Lincoln says a lot about the team and just who they are. I'm hoping that they can get through some of these rough losses. It's an absolutely electric block. Cam Polak having himself a night. Monster block. Palak in the paint. Throws that in. Looks like we're actually going to get foul call.
I think they're going to wave that one away as Palak took too many steps in the paint. Too many cooks, too many steps.
Too many cooks.
Fitting it in again.
Yeah.
That basket will be waved off, but a great block by Polak. But now West Virginia Wesleyan, that shot airballed by Curtis Litton. Now the Vulcans going the other way. Slaughter in the corner. and he stepped on the out-of-bounds line after receiving that pass from McClurg. So 2 turnovers and 2 straight possessions for the Vulcans, and something that even in a game like this you don't want to see. You want to see the team kind of iron out these mistakes, and because coming into this game, averaging almost 20 turnovers a game is this Vulcan team.
But I just think that says a lot to what we were talking about earlier with the experience. This is a very young team. A lot of these guys are sophomores who are on the court right now. So I think with another year of play, another year of experience, this team can come back next year very strong.
Cannon now with the ball, gets that pass stolen away. Good hands by Hannah, but even better hands by Sloan, able to keep it in the possession. But just like I said, loses possession after all of that. Vulcans go the other way. McClurg in the corner is able to get it back up to Hannah up top. Slaughter now gets it to Polak on the right-hand side. Finds Palak at the top of the key. Hand off to Polak again. Polak with the Polak jumper and gets it to go again. 22 on the night for Cam Polak and 69 for the Vulcans.
I think, honestly, the fact that this team has so much depth to it in its starting lineup, Keith can have an off night and still Cam could show up, DJ can show up. Everybody on this team could show up once and go for an offensive powerhouse night and still contribute on the defensive end. This Vulcans basketball team is very good.
Vulcans going the other way. McClure gets the and one as he drives himself into the lane. And like you said, the star so far of the season has been Keith Palak, but we see a couple of the tertiary members of this team stepping up in a big way, and that'll be immediate timeout. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Convocation Center. 15:08 left to play here in the second half. The Vulcans have the chance to extend their lead to 40 points over the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats, awaiting the KJ McClurg free throw after the N1 play. And like you talked about, even though this has been a blowout in terms of the score, it seems like there have been a lot of good things that the Bobcats have done, but it just hasn't been their game today.
I mean, they've played tough. They've played tough. They've played with heart, and I think the full court scheme they were running earlier was working. Cal was able to break it, of course, but I still think it was working for them, and I do think that this Bobcats team has shown some very good signs, and I think that no matter what the score says, they played some good basketball tonight.
McClurg makes it a 40-point lead as he knocks down the free throw. 16 points on the day for him, as Cannon now gets it back out to Sloan. Sloan gets it to Ellis, now back to Sloan. Cannon now going up against Slaughter. Nice quick feet by Cannon, able to get it off to Ellis. Ellis working against Hannah, gets it out to Sloan from 3, and Sloan knocks that one down. 8 points on the night for him, cuts into that Vulcan lead now.
It's a good comeback for Sloan. Last night against an exhibition against RMU, who shot 1 for 10. That's something that really hurts, and then coming into this game, he's been doing pretty good so far.
Hall able to find Slaughter. The Vulcans just slowing things down just a little bit. Slaughter able to get it to Hall on that right-hand side. Hall looking for some help, takes it himself, kind of runs into a wall, gets out to Pekin. Pekin gets it back to Hall. Hall working his way inside. Tremaine Hall with the athletic finish at the rim. And thought he was going to slam it down and tear down the whole Convocation Center as the Bobcats go the other way. Good, quick thinking by KJ McClurg forces the charge call against the Bobcats.
Jermaine had me scared there for a second. My heart started beating. I was ready for him to put on a poster move there. Ooh. And he's somebody who can do it. He's got an amazing vertical, and if you watch this guy in the pregame line,
oh, he's slowing down everything.
He throws between the legs, 3-6. I saw him do a 360 earlier. Jermaine Hall Jr., an athletic monster. And considering losing Philip Alston over the year, he's been a great replacement, and it sucks that you weren't able to see him play with him last year.
Peking loses possession of that one. Ends up in the hands of Green, who just checked back into the game. Green now going to work, able to find his man down low. That man being Litton. Litton, after the pump fake, gets that shot to go off the glass. It's going to be a 39-point game here in the Convocation Center. Cross-court pass to Hannah. Able to come under control. Trying to find McClurg back out. McClurg now working his way into the paint. Fakes the pass to Hannah. Able to find Hall in the corner for three. That one no good. Pekin able to get the offensive board. Going straight up with it. Can't get that one to go either. Rebounded by Green.
That was great effort there by Pekin. He's just in the paint there, bullying everybody around. He may not be the biggest guy, but he's able to throw his body around and able to use the start. And it looks like he stepped out of bounds, and the ball's going to go the way of Cal.
Yeah, Rivera there, after receiving the pass, just had his foot on that out-of-bounds line, so the Vulcans will get the possession back of the ball. 13-10 left to play here in the second half. The Bobcats still playing this pseudo half-court, full-court pressure. McClurg now able to find Pekin. Pekin looking for his first bucket, and he seems very eager to get it, but now the ball on the other side of the court in the hands of Jermaine Hall. Hall cross-court pass to Pekin. Pekin working inside, gets it out to Slaughter. Slaughter with the drive, find Hannah. Hannah with the shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Litton.
Just shot net able to go there. I think that was a good shot choice from him, but just not enough power on it. The ball doesn't go his way.
Sloan with the drive, but nice hands by Jermaine Hall. Hall, nice cross-court pass to McClurg, and McClurg going the other way with the contact. Gets it to go again. Another three-point play attempt for KJ McClurg. And he has a chance now he's approaching 20 points after that 18. Can be 19 if he's able to make the free throw.
And it's something about KJ's game that I absolutely love to watch him every single time I see these games is his inside work in the paint whenever he's on a drive. He throws his body around, and I think I mentioned this earlier. It's just the way he's able to throw his body around. He will always force that foul. And even though he may not be the greatest free throw percent shooter, he still is usually able to knock it down.
It's an underrated part of a lot of guards' game is the way that they're able to contort their bodies, especially after contact. That shot from Rivera, no good. 78-38 your score, 12-12 left to play here in the second half. Hall brings up the court, able to find Slaughter. Slaughter with the drive finds Hannah in the corner for three, and Caden Hannah able to knock it down. 5 points on the night for him, 81 in the game today for the Vulcans now.
I mean, it's as I mentioned, Hannah's more of a defensive player, but that's not to knock the fact that he is still a good basketball player, and he can still hit an open three.
Chris Pekin now on the other end. Great cross-court pass from Hall, able to find him, and Pekin gets his first basket of the game. And the Vulcans approaching their season high so far, scored 85 points in their game against West Liberty, the defeat a couple of nights ago. 2 points away from that. It looks like that'll be a timeout called from the Bobcats. While we have a moment, we can take a look at the Vulcans schedule here for the rest of 2022.
Okay, as you see here, right now we're playing West Virginia Wesleyan, so that may be a little out of date. But coming up November 21st on a Monday at 12 p.m., it's an away game at Franklin Pierce in Ringe, New Hampshire. Next up, your Vulcans are going to be traveling to Chestnut Hill in eastern PA, near my area in Philadelphia, PA. That's November 23rd on a Wednesday. It's another 12 p.m. game. Then we're going to start our in-conference play December 2nd on a Friday. It's a 7:30 game in Shippensburg. Next day, they move over to Lock Haven. That'll be a 7:30 p.m. game on a Saturday. And then they come back home on the December 18th to play Bloomsburg in the Convocation Center.
You know, only two home games the rest of 2022 for the Vulcans. That game against Bloomsburg, and then the next day they play East Stroudsburg here at home. And then they finally finish off the 2022 calendar year on December 30th against Kutztown. So 7 games left in 2022 for the Vulcans as we take a look at some highlights here. And it's been all California here in the second half.
And I think one of the biggest parts of that has been Cam Pollock. I mean, the fact that he's able to catch and shoot the way he does, he's just able to grab the ball, throw it up there, and it's dead shot every single time. He's an absolutely amazing shooter, and I think he's an important part of this team, and I think he's an underrated piece coming into the year, and I think he's proven that. And
we talk about it once again, the absence of 2 star players from the Vulcan team last season that saw a lot of success in Zion Collins and Bryce and Lucas haven't made an appearance yet, but once those two are able to come back and play in the season, you can see that the blocks, the building pieces are here for the Vulcans team, and you can see the potential that got them to that third place spot in the PSAC West preseason poll. But the Bobcats going to get us underway here. Jacobson gets it over to Craven now. The ball's in the hands of Rivera in the corner. Rivera able to get it back to Jacobs. Now Craven on the drive, gets that one stolen away from Pekin. Good hands from him. 2-on-2. Pekin decides to keep it himself, works his way into the paint. Nice shot by Chris Pekin.
Beautiful move there, able to cross body and move his defender, and he's able to throw that up for a nice little layup, and Pekin's got himself 4 points so far.
Rivera from 3 gets it to go after a little bit of a roll. It's going to be his first basket of the game after a couple of attempts. Nice to see him get himself on the board. Bobcats still playing this full court pressure. Hall gets it to Pekin in the corner for 3. That shot too strong. Vulcans get the offensive board, and Hannah. Hall able to find Pekin down low, trying to do the turnaround layup and just losing a little bit of control on that one.
Yeah, it was a great defensive move. Pekin wasn't able to beat the size with his defender, and block comes down.
Sloan, nice pump fake, gets Hall to go, and sends Jermaine Hall takes down Sloan as they both make their way to the ground. That'll be Hall's third foul, has 3 substitutions made from the Vulcans. Kent Polak coming back in, Game Jimerson coming in, and Jalen Goins, number 33, a freshman out of Morgantown, West Virginia, will make his first appearance of the season for the California Vulcans.
He's going to make a nice season debut. You have a comfortable lead, and hoping that he can get some good minutes in, show himself a bit. Yeah,
6'3" guard. He said freshman coming out of Morgantown. Went to Morgantown High School in Morgantown, West Virginia, so has a chance to prove himself with 10:24 left to play. Vulcans up by a lot, 84-41 your score.
Sorry, what were you saying there, Johnny? Morgantown?
Do not diss the way I talk, as Green drives himself into the paint. Can't get the shot to go, but is fouled on his way up by Polak. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That'll be Polak's second foul of the game. And just as Polak came back into the game, leading all scorers in this game, 22 on the night for him.
The Vulcans are a very physical team. There's no way you could deny that. And it usually leads to some foul trouble, but I think they've handled that very well tonight. They've been able to get these physical plays in, and they've been able to lower the foul numbers and not get themselves in any trouble.
Yeah, it's usually the big men we see a lot, especially out of Jermaine Hall, usually the one in foul trouble, and as well as Hannah. But Green able to knock down both free throws. Cuts the lead, a little bit more, 41-point lead for the Vulcans, as Bobcats still playing this high pressure. Slaughter able to find Hannah. Hannah goes up with it and gets that shot to go. Caden Hannah, 7 points on the night for him. And the Bobcats now going the other way. Almost a sloppy pass, but Green able to secure it. Green now working his way inside. Nice block by Slaughter. Not something we say too often, as he's able to catch Green's shot on the way up. That'll go out of bounds, but the Bobcats will maintain possession.
I mean, that's not something you say a lot to any guard. I mean, usually the guard's position isn't to block, but DJ's got some size to him, and he plays with a lot of heart, so he's able to get that block in.
Green on the inside. Nice post move, able to just find himself some space. Gets that shot to go. 20 points on the night for him, leading all scorers for the Bobcats.
I mean, it's just insane when Green gets in the paint. Nobody could stop him. Beautiful move by Slaughter, not able to finish.
And Slaughter kept it himself. Can't get it to go. Green gets the board. Now the Bobcats going the other way. Green in the paint, looking for any help. Able to kick it back out to Sloan. Sloan gets it over. Green now with the ball. Working against Jimerson inside. And Green just too quick for Gabe Jimerson. Able to get that shot to go off the glass. And Darius Green coming alive a little bit here in the second half. Polak now able to get it to Goins. Goins gets over to Jimerson in the corner. Jimerson thought about the 3, now driving inside. Kicks out to Slaughter. Slaughter thought about the 3. Nice step back move from DJ Slaughter and gets it to go from the free throw line.
And DJ Slaughter able to push the defender off, not literally, but able to push him off with a nice move there, and able to give himself a nice open shot and puts himself on the board again.
Yeah, a couple of good step backs we've seen in this game. Slaughter 5 points as Green shoots from 3. That one misses wide, wide left, wide right. It just doesn't even get there. Polak now gets it out to Slaughter. Slaughter gets it to Goins. Goins now working his way inside. Jalen Goins, the shot no good. but will get fouled. Blocking foul going to go against the Bobcats. I believe it's going to be Ibukunuluwa, the guilty party in that one, and Jalen Goins will go to the line and shoot 2.
I mean, that was a beautiful payment by Goins. Just able to bounce himself in there, a little mouse in the house action, able to work past his defenders and draw the foul.
3rd foul for Ibukunuluwa, and Jalen Goins at the line to get his first Vulcan points of his career. The first free throw, no good. So has one more opportunity as the Vulcans make a change. KJ McClurg will come back in for DJ Slaughter. 8:19 left to play here in the second half.
I think we can fairly assume that that point was missed because of you. Give him a nice caster's curse there.
I mean, he has a chance to make up for it here. Goins, second free throw, no good. Able to get his own rebound, though. Goins going up again, gets the layup to go. I told you, Jalen Goins opens his Vulcan account here with that layup.
I just had to say something, didn't I?
Say I cursed him originally, then you cursed him back. As Rivera able to drive in and score that one. 5 points on the night for him. The Vulcans at 90. Not something we see a whole lot is the Vulcans on the verge of a 100-point game, but still have plenty of time to do so as Jamerson gets out to Polak. Now McClurg running the offense for the Vulcans. Able to get it to Hannah. Hannah able to find Jamerson up top. Polak now pulls up from 3. That one short. Fighting for the rebound. Ends up in the hands of Hannah. And gets that one ripped away from him by Sloan. And now the Bobcats going the other way. Sloan now pulling up from 3. And Tyler Sloan able to get that one to go double digits on the night for him now.
He's had a beautiful three-pointer all night long. Whenever he gets that open shot, he absolutely drills it.
He has a good form, but just hasn't been able to get it to go. But tonight, able to get a couple of them to finish his way. 11 points for him. McClurg gets it to Jimerson. Jimerson over to Goins. Goins now driving inside. Nice move by Jalen Goins, and Goins with the mid-range floater able to get that one to go 4 points on the night for him.
All right, I'm seeing you, Mr. Jalen Goins. He's had some impressive work in the paint on the offensive drives, and he missed those 2 free throws, but he easily made up for that with the rebound and then the putback. I mean, he's as you said, he's opened up his Vulcan bank account, and he's putting some points in there.
And this is the opportunity for a player like Goins, who, like we talked about, this is his first action of the season, and in a game like this, you want to see players able to make the most out of their opportunity. There's going to be a foul on the play. That'll go against Cam Polak. That'll be his 3rd. And with that, there'll be immediate timeout. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And after that, we'll be right back here on CUTV. CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back, everyone. 6:45 left to play here in the Convocation Center. The Vulcans 40-point lead, 92-52. And while we have a second, make sure to check us out as a podcast, CUTV and Friends, everything going on in the media suite. Podcasts like That's What She Said, that's on there. The Coach's Show, and which will now be starting here soon with Coach Dunn, not Coach Dunn, Coach Sankum and Coach Strom for basketball as that season's underway. Caden's Corner and many, many more shows.
Many more?
What's
You're
your
not
show?
Give me,
What's your show?
One.
The sports section, that's what it is.
What's your show? Okay, Johnny, I see how it is. Okay, I thought we were besties here.
Hey, I got it. The sports section, that's what it's called. We get underway again. Green with the drive, gets that one blocked away. The Vulcans going the other way, 2-on-1. Jamerson with the handles, passed it off to Hannah. Thought he should have taken it himself. That one will go out of play. And the Vulcans will maintain possession. 2 substitutions for him as Pekin will come into the game. And the second of the Goins brother, this one being Seth Goins. So Seth and Jalen Goins both out there for the Vulcans.
That's got to be something. That's got to be a small moment for them. I mean, how many times can you say you played Division II basketball with your brother?
The inbound pass to Jimerson. Jimerson can get that shot to go. Bobcats going the other way. Green working his way into the ping, but good hands by Hannah, able to get on that, force the jump ball. Possession error does still favor the Bobcats, so the Bobcats will have possession underneath the basket.
I mean, it's just going back to his defensive skills. Caden Hanna has a very good length, and he's able to use his body, and he's able to use that length. He's able to not only get a steal or two tonight, he's also able to put his hands in the way and force that jump ball.
Craven working against Goins. Craven floater with the right hand gets that one to go. And that's going to be another basket for him. 6:07 left to play as the Vulcans still trying to break this press. Peekin driving. Nice behind the back pass to Goins. Goins now will be able to find Hannah. Hannah with the spin move can't get that shot to go. Rebounded by Green.
I mean, he had a nice post move, just not able to put the finish up there. And Hannah's had himself a good night, so I wouldn't worry too much.
3-point shot good from Anthony Craven Jr. Or that's a 2. The foot was on the line. Bobcats still playing this press. Jump ball called. I think this time possession arrow in the favor of the Vulcans as Pekin got caught there by that full court trap that the Bobcats have been liking to play so far.
And speaking more of Darius Green, he's able to throw his hands there and able to get his hands on the ball, almost forcing the jump, just not able to. He's been an absolute monster for the Bobcats tonight. He's been a dominant force in this game himself, scoring around 20, I believe.
Jalen Goins able to get it over to Hannah now back to Goins, able to find the Goins brothers connecting. Seth now working his way inside, kicks it over to Jimerson in the corner. Hannah driving. Hannah able to finish with the left hand at the rim, and more of an offensive role this game for Caden Hannah as the Vulcans on the verge of 194 as you scored 9 points for Caden Hannah on the night.
It's just I know we're going back to him another time, but he's made his presence known.
Let me see what we have on this Vulcan bench as Cannon now with possession, able to get it over to Ellis. Ellis with the drive. He's going to get fouled on his way in. That time it's going to go against Pekin. That'll be his first. Be the team's 6th, I believe. And it looks like that'll be the Bobcats. That's the team will take possession of the ball underneath the rim.
That was a beautiful shot after the whistle. Do I need to get some shot lessons?
Well, we could. I'm sure we could arrange something.
I mean, hey, everyone, if you're listening,
Reach out.
Safe on the streets.
Safe on the streets.
That could always be a new episode.
That shot from Craven, no good. Jimerson able to get the board. Pekin now running the offense for the Vulcans. 4:43 left to play here in the second half. Able to get over to Goins. That one being Jalen Goins. Goins able to find Hannah inside. Hannah's shot high off the glass. Gets it to go. Double digits now for Caden Hannah.
And I mean, it's all deserved. He's put the work in on the paint. He's deserved every single shot that he's made. And it's not even that the defense hasn't given anything up. The defense has been extremely impressive. But it's just his big body, his big frame is able to work himself through there, and he's able to score those points.
Craven with the floater gets the roll and gets himself another basket here in this game. Goins able to find Goins on the other side. Now back up top to Goins, this one being Seth. Seth driving in, loses control of it, but still has a handle on the ball. Nice pass inside to Jimerson, and Jimerson wacky at the rim. Can't get that one to go. Quick on the other side as Cannon works his way in. Can't get that shot to go. Pekin, he gets the board but loses control. Rivera now, that shot no good. Another offensive rebound and another time that the Bobcats can't finish.
Fast break developing here for the Vulcans. This has been one of their this has been one of their greatest strengths so far tonight has been the fast break. Seth
Goins with the pull-up mid-range shot and gets himself another basket here. And I believe it's going to be a timeout called for the Vulcans as it looks like a few more substitutions are going to be made their way and that will lead into immediate timeout. And we're going to see 2 new faces to the team so far. Number 10, Brandon Singleton, and number 45, Jason Bonnet, both making their first appearances of the season after this timeout.
It's been a good game so far, Johnny. It's like we mentioned earlier, the score may not say it, but I think we've had a very good game so far. It's been fun.
I've had a lot of fun, and it's like you said, it's going to be your first basketball broadcast, my first broadcast with you. I've had a ton of fun. I thought we've had a good time, and And a few things to keep in mind. The Vulcans, 2 points away from 100, not something we talk about a whole lot. We can just keep talking as we take a look at some replays on the screen. And, I mean, it's been an all-around effort from the team, not only the starters, but this bench unit from the Vulcans. Like we talked about, coming in this game, usually only a 6-man rotation, but we've seen a lot more as the game got more and more out of hand. And this bench unit has shown a lot of potential and a lot of very good plays in their limited time on the court.
I mean, the two players I definitely want to take a look at, that's got to be Caden Hanna. Not only his defense has been impressive so far this year, he's been showcasing his offense. You see there, you get a shot of J.J. Michael Robinson, friend here at CUTV, commentator as well, and tonight taking my job over as a photographer. And the other Goins brother, Jalen Goins, freshman, coming into the game, making his first appearance of the year. He's absolutely been putting himself on a show, and he's been, as you said, he's been putting points in his bank account. That's good. I'm going to use that now. I'm stealing that from you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, both Goins brothers, but I don't want to say they're brothers, but I want to say that they are both coming in from Morgantown, West Virginia. Seth going to Trinity Christian, and Jalen coming in from Morgantown as we get underway once again. Rivera shot, no good. Rebounded by Jimerson. Hands this one off to Seth Goins. And Seth is going to drive himself into the paint, kicks it over to Bonnet. Bonnet now driving, gets it over to Jimerson. Jimerson able to find Singleton in the corner. Singleton shot no good. Bonnet able to get the offensive board and gets fouled on the shot. So Jason Bonnet, the freshman out of Harleysville, Pennsylvania, is now looking to open his Vulcan account here at the line.
And I think, honestly, something I want to mention real quick, if you just take a look at the bench as these guys are out here, they're having a great time. They're excited for these guys. They want them to score. They want them to have a good time. They want them to have fun. And like I said, I think that speaks to how this team is with their chemistry. I think this team has, even though been put together very quickly, I think they have extremely good chemistry so far.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot as well that pretty much a majority of this team is brand new to the roster. Freshmen are transferring in, so a lot of new faces. As Bonnet misses the first, makes the second, so his first point in a Vulcan jersey. 99-59 your score, 3 minutes left to play, and you saw a little bit of a cheer after Bonnet able to make that one. Rivera now gets it over to Cannon. Cannon's drive, that shot, able to get the bounce and in. 61 points now for the Bobcats as Seth Goins gets us underway once again. Nearly gets that pass stolen away, able to find Jimerson. Jimerson with the drive, shot no good, rebounded by the Bobcats. Ellis now working his way inside, able to dump this one off to Hilliard, and it's going to be a foul inside. Another charge call as Seth Goins is able to take the brunt of the force on that one and get another possession for the Vulcans here.
You know, I'm glad I'm not down there. I don't want to take that in. I don't know about you, but I would never.
Yeah, I mean, someone that big running, I mean,
I'm good.
I'm all right. That's why I stay up here as Bonnet now with the ball. Gets back out to Goins. Goins pulls up from three. Seth Goins opens his Vulcan account deep from three, and Vulcans 102 on the night.
I mean, it's been an offensive showing tonight. This Vulcan team has already shown how much of an offensive house they can be against the games like Wheeling and West Liberty, and of course they're proving it again.
Devontae Rivera pulls up deep from three, able to answer back. 8 points on the night for him. 1:50 left to play here at the Convocation Center. Jimerson gets it over to Goins, this one being Jalen Goins. Ball's now in the hands of Seth Goins. This is going to be awful for the rest of the game. Seth Goins now with the ball. Nice move in the pull-up shot, no good. Rebounded by the Bobcats, going quickly the other way. Rivera now working his way inside. It's going to be another charge call as Seth Goins gets knocked over again.
I mean, intelligent play by Seth Goins, just setting himself down, making the offensive player force himself to change into how he's defending. And, I mean, it's impressive. All these guys out here, normally guys you wouldn't see, but they've been putting on a show.
Yeah, I mean, it was already a mouthful with having Pollock and Palak out there. Now the Goins brothers out here. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I remember last year for the Slippery Rocks women's team, the Phoenix sisters on that team, and they both were playing pretty much the whole game. So that was a struggle to get through as well.
At least I'm not doing play-by-play, so
you don't have to talk about it.
I could talk about some stuff, like how about this weather?
That's not great, actually. It's been a very, very cold first couple of snows of the year here in Southwest PA. So
At least we're not Buffalo.
we're not Buffalo. 6 feet of snow for that game this weekend. Keep your eyes out on that one. Ball's now in the hands of Singleton. Singleton with the spin move, but loses the ball on his way. Jimerson trying to work his way in. Looks like he's going to get called for the travel. Looks like he got caught between the shot and the pass, decided to pass, but only after he jumped.
I mean, you can't blame Gabe there. I think he had the perfect idea. It's just I think there was too many bodies and he wasn't able to get that kick out. And you just get the travel call. Sucks, but it happens.
Ellis with the ball. 1 minute left to play here in the second half. Ellis nearly gets that one stolen away, but I believe they're going to call Singleton on the foul. It looks like he got his hands all over Ellis on that drive. That'll be his first, the team's 6th of the half. One away from the bonus. 57.8 seconds left to play here in the half.
I mean, that's just got to be upsetting. You had your hands right on the ball there. You thought you had it, and just lose it. Again, it happens.
Rivera's pass stolen away from Goins, but Goins can't keep himself in bounds. Unfortunate for him as he had to jump on that pass from Rivera. Read it the whole way, but just couldn't keep himself in.
I was going to say the ball don't lie, but ball went out of bounds.
Unlucky.
It just happens. Just happens, Johnny.
13 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Bobcats as Ellis with the ball now. Takes the screen. 2 seconds, needs to get a shot up. Ellis at the buzzer. That one's going to be an air ball, and that'll bring the Vulcans back. 36.5 left to play. And they're going to need to get one more shot off as there's a 6.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock to wind things down.
I mean, you get to see one more possession here from this Vulcans offense. Been on a tear tonight as Seth Goins doing a great drive there, kick back out to the other Goins brother, almost connecting on a three. Doesn't happen.
Oh, that'd have been something at the end of this game. Rivera goes for the dunk and just can't get that one to go. And it's been that kind of night for the Bobcats as the Vulcans just doing a great job of bouncing back after a good win to start the season. 2 straight losses on the bounce. And like you said, it says a lot about a team to come out here and win after 2 tough losses.
And you see Goins is just going to hold it as the time expires here in the Convocation Center. Great win for the Vulcans after a heartbreaking loss against Liberty. And, I mean, what else is there to say? It was an offensive showcase. It was a defensive showcase. Everything went well.
Any more comments from you, Nate, as we wind things down here at the Convocation Center? Any final thoughts on today's game?
Go Vulcans.
Go Vulcans. Your final score at the Convocation Center, California Vulcans 102, West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats 64. From everyone here at CUTV, our producers, Gary Smith and Tom Caden, from everyone here on the crew, from my broadcast partner here today, Nathan Kurtz, my name's Jonathan Sabe. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow for the women's basketball coverage. We'll see you on then. Thank you all.